The 2026 Mercedes-Benz CLA marks a turning point for the brand, and it's the first production model built on the new Mercedes Modular Architecture, or MMA for short. This architecture brings the 800-volt electrical system from the Vision EQXX concept into a car that buyers can actually order. The CLA serves as a flagship for entry luxury efficiency. It targets a critical price point for professional buyers in Europe and the United States. In this video, we'll look at what the CLA offers. We'll examine how it's positioned in the Mercedes lineup. We'll explore why this architecture matters for the future of electric vehicles in the luxury segment. The interesting part is how Mercedes has addressed the efficiency challenges that plagued earlier Mercedes EQ models. The CLA takes a different approach to solving problems that have frustrated electric vehicle buyers for years. This isn't just another electric sedan. It's Mercedes' answer to a specific set of engineering challenges. The CLA sits at a specific point in Mercedes' shift toward what the company calls its electric-first strategy. This is the brand's entry luxury sedan. According to the manufacturer, it targets professional buyers in Europe and the USA, focusing on a critical price point for this segment. These are buyers who want premium features and brand prestige, but who aren't ready to move up to E-Class or S-Class territory. The starting price is approximately $55,000. That positions it to compete with the Tesla Model 3, while offering Mercedes' traditional approach to luxury and efficiency. Two main configurations are confirmed: the CLA 250 Plus with rear-wheel drive, and the CLA 350 with all-wheel drive. This model debuts the MMA platform. That architecture is designed specifically for electric vehicles, built from the ground up with batteries and electric motors in mind. Mercedes states it will underpin multiple future models across different segments. This isn't a one-off experiment. It's the foundation for the brand's electric future. The shift matters for a specific reason. Earlier Mercedes EQ models faced an efficiency gap, particularly at highway speeds. The CLA uses a two-speed transmission on the rear axle to address this challenge. It achieves high-speed efficiency that single-speed rivals often struggle to match. Where competitors often mention fast charging in generic terms, the CLA provides specific engineering solutions. The 191 kilowatt average power during a 10 to 80% charging session isn't just a number. It represents sustained performance that requires precise thermal management and battery conditioning. The specific preconditioning logic required to reach the 320 kilowatt peak is part of what makes this system different from earlier attempts at fast charging in the luxury segment. The CLA addresses a specific weakness that affected earlier Mercedes EQ models: highway efficiency. Single-speed electric motors make compromises. They optimize for either city driving or highway cruising, but rarely both. The CLA's two-speed transmission on the rear axle eliminates that compromise at lower speeds. The first gear provides strong acceleration. At highway speeds, the second gear maintains efficiency that single-speed rivals struggle to match. This is the competitive gap that CLA fills. It's not just about raw performance numbers. It's about sustained efficiency during the kind of driving electric vehicle owners actually do. The headline feature is the 800-volt electrical architecture. Higher voltage systems allow for faster charging with less heat generation. When you're pushing hundreds of kilowatts through a charging cable, heat is the enemy. Heat forces the system to slow down to protect the battery. Less heat means the system can sustain peak charging power for longer periods without throttling back. This is one of the key advantages the CLA brings to its segment. It's derived directly from the Vision EQXX concept, which was Mercedes' experimental platform for maximum efficiency. Official information states the CLA can charge from 10% to 80% in 22 minutes. That's the real-world charging window most drivers actually use. Peak DC charging is rated at 320 kilowatts. But here's the critical detail: average power during a typical 10 to 80% session is around 191 kilowatts. That average figure is what matters in daily use. Anyone can claim a high peak number for a few seconds. Sustained performance over the full charging session is what determines how long you actually wait at a charging station. To reach that 320 kilowatt peak, the battery needs preconditioning. The specific preconditioning logic is designed to optimize charging performance. This is part of the integrated thermal management that makes the 800-volt system work effectively. The battery itself is 85 kilowatt hours usable. That's the actual available capacity, not the total pack size. Chemistry is NMC, which stands for nickel manganese cobalt cathode material. This is a proven chemistry used in many premium electric vehicles. Mercedes reports the cobalt content has been reduced compared to earlier battery designs. This increases energy density while reducing the environmental impact of battery production. That it's a balance between performance, cost, and sustainability. Range figures are up to 374 miles on the EPA cycle for the CLA 250 plus rear-wheel drive version. The EPA cycle is the standard used in the United States. On the WLTP cycle used in Europe, that extends to 792 kilometers. Different testing standards produce different numbers, but both measurements use the same vehicle. Here's where things get interesting. The rear axle uses a 2-speed transmission at low speeds. A shorter gear ratio provides strong acceleration. At highway speeds, a taller ratio maintains efficiency. The 2-speed setup optimizes for both scenarios. Low-speed acceleration when you need it. High-speed cruising efficiency when you're on the highway. And that changes the ownership experience. This directly addresses the efficiency gap that affected some earlier Mercedes EQ models on highway journeys. Single-speed systems make compromises. The 2-speed approach eliminates that compromise. Motor configurations differ between trims. The CLA 250 Plus uses a single rear motor. The CLA 350 adds a front motor for all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive system provides better traction in challenging conditions, but the rear-wheel drive version maximizes range and efficiency. The MMA architecture is built from the ground up for electric vehicles. When you design a platform specifically for batteries and electric motors, rather than adapting an existing combustion platform, you gain advantages in packaging. The batteries can sit lower in the chassis. The motors can be positioned for optimal weight distribution. The entire structure can be optimized around the electric drivetrain. This is the foundation that will support multiple Mercedes models going forward. It's not just about the CLA, it's about establishing a flexible platform that can scale across different vehicle sizes and types. The CLA follows Mercedes' current design language with aerodynamic refinements. Aerodynamics play a crucial role in electric vehicle efficiency. Every improvement in drag coefficient translates directly to extended range. Mercedes has focused on optimizing the exterior shape to minimize air resistance. Specific exterior dimensions and detailed styling specifications have not been fully confirmed in official sources. What we do know is that the design prioritizes efficiency alongside the visual language Mercedes buyers expect from the brand. Inside, the layout centers around the optional MBUX Superscreen. This is a large display that spans the dashboard. Graphics are rendered using the Unity game engine, delivering smooth interface transitions and real-time 3D navigation overlays for the driver. The result is liquid smooth performance. No lag, no stutter, no waiting for the screen to catch up with your inputs. The system integrates with the vehicle's other functions. It's not just displaying information. It's part of the overall vehicle experience. One notable feature. The CLA is the first modern Mercedes sedan to offer a front trunk. The front provides 101 liters off-storage space. The rear boot offers 405 liters. These are useful numbers for understanding the vehicle's practical capabilities. That front trunk is particularly valuable for certain items. Charging cables, for instance. They're bulky. They can be dirty after use at public charging stations. Having a dedicated space separate from your main luggage area makes sense. Small bags, electronics, items you want to access without opening the main trunk. The frunk adds versatility that traditional sedans don't offer. The 405-liter rear boot is competitive for this segment. It's designed for everyday use. Groceries, luggage for a weekend trip. The kinds of items people actually carry in sedans. The combination of front and rear storage gives the CLA more practical flexibility than its exterior dimensions might suggest. The CLA introduces MB.OS, which is Mercedes' proprietary operating system. This represents a shift in how Mercedes approaches software. Rather than relying on third-party systems, MB.OS is built specifically for Mercedes vehicles. It's designed to integrate deeply with the vehicle's hardware and capabilities. MB.OS allows the CLA to integrate AI assistants from both Google and Microsoft. Rather than forcing buyers to use one specific assistant, the system lets drivers choose. Some people prefer Google Assistant. Others prefer Microsoft's Copilot. The CLA accommodates both. The key difference is context awareness. The system understands what you're doing, where you are, what the vehicle's current state is. It can process requests with awareness of your current driving context, not just simple commands. For electric vehicle owners, this context awareness can be valuable. Questions about charging, about range, about route planning require understanding multiple factors at once. The operating system is built to handle that kind of integrated decision-making. Specific details on driver assistance features, parking systems, and safety ratings have not been officially confirmed yet. These systems will vary by market and regulatory requirements. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz CLA is confirmed to arrive in European and North American dealerships in early 2026. These are the initial launch markets. Europe and North America represent Mercedes' core markets for luxury electric vehicles. The timing is strategic. Early 2026 puts the CLA in showrooms at a point when electric vehicle infrastructure in these regions will be more mature than it is today. Pricing starts at approximately $55,000 for the CLA 250 Plus rear-wheel drive model. The CLA 350 all-wheel drive version will be priced higher, though specific figures have not been announced. That premium for all-wheel drive is standard in the industry. Buyers pay more for the additional motor and the traction benefits it provides at this price point. The CLA competes directly with vehicles like the Tesla Model 3, but the value proposition is different. Mercedes positions the CLA as offering a step up in luxury and charging speed compared to competitors. In this price range, the $55,000 starting price puts this vehicle in what's known as the entry luxury segment. It's accessible to professional buyers who want a premium brand without moving into the true luxury tier where prices exceed $70,000 or $80,000. For context, this is a critical price point. It's where buyers are making the transition from mainstream brandsto luxury brands. It's where electric vehicles need to prove they can deliver both the practical benefits of electric driving and the prestige that luxury buyers expect. The CLA's value proposition centers on specific technical advantages. The 191 kilowatt average charging power during a 10 to 80% session. The 2-speed transmission for highway efficiency. The 800-volt architecture derived from the Vision EQXX concept. These aren't just marketing claims. They're engineering solutions to real problems that electric vehicle buyers face. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz CLA introduces the MMA platform and brings 800-volt charging to the entry luxury segment. This vehicle represents Mercedes' response to specific challenges in electric vehicle design. The 2-speed rear transmission addresses highway efficiency. The 800-volt architecture enables sustained, fast charging performance. The MBUX system with Unity engine graphics provides responsive interface performance. Range is up to 374 miles on the EPA cycle. Charging speed reaches 320 kilowatts peak under optimal conditions, with an average of 191 kilowatts during a typical 10 to 80% charging session. The model targets buyers who want Mercedes luxury combined with electric vehicle practicality. Professional buyers in Europe and the United States who are looking for premium features at entry luxury price point. Pricing starts around $55,000. Deliveries begin in early 2026 for European and North American markets. The CLA is the first production vehicle on the MMA platform. This architecture will underpin multiple future Mercedes electric vehicles. What we're seeing here is Mercedes establishing the engineering foundation for its next generation of electric sedans and crossovers. The shift toward dedicated electric platforms is accelerating across the luxury segment. The CLA demonstrates how that transition is moving beyond range numbers into sustained efficiency and charging performance. If you enjoy calm breakdowns of upcoming cars, consider subscribing to Auto Foresight.